I think it's a harp or
We're not really sure.
we're not sure, but
It's fine.
I know that the hi-hat. Like, I don't know what side the hi-hat's on, but
Not your typical.
oh wait, I'm gonna watch the
Not your typical.
whatever. Here we go.
What's up, everybody?
I'm dancing.
Hey.
Not the tour routine.
Y'all,
Not the
you're
tour
acting like the
routine.
fool.
We are just out here, you know, acting silly.
Again, if people are not watching live, they really need to come on and watch live because the sisters be bringing it. And now that we're playing their music, they're bringing even more. We're getting like a sneak peek of what could be a tour with the dance and the outfits and everything. I'm just saying.
Girl,
I'm just telling people what's up.
God's ears.
Exactly. And just
I'm
know
just
you'll
telling
be on the stage.
And you're gonna be on the stage with us. So it's a group effort.
We'll leave the behind the scenes to Robbie Rob. He can,
Yes,
he
he
can
will
take care of all
coordinate.
this. Yeah, he can take care of all of
Send
that.
it.
Coordinate our moves.
I'm raising my hand.
Stage left. Well, happy Saturday, everyone. As usual, thank you for those who are joining us for another episode of Not Your Typical Girl Talk. That was me practicing
that.
when I
Yes,
ever used to sing. Right? Before we go into the show, because again, the internet, the streets, everything is talking, we are going to go ahead and introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Hey everybody, I'm Carcia and I am a member of this Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. Welcome to the family. Welcome to our Saturday chit chat. We have some you're gonna laugh. And the thing is, even when the subject is somewhat disturbing, it's still funny. We make it funny here at Not Your Typical Girl Talk. And we are always out here just talking about the foolishness of the internet, and it's coming from a Black perspective, which is the perspective that you need to know. It's the perspective that you need to understand. So thank you so much for joining us today, Telly.
Y'all, like you said, the internet never fails. And you know what? Human beings never fail. I don't know what they're putting in the water, but some of y'all are really making me go, huh? Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Telly. I am here. The show today is so damn, all of our shows are interesting. All of them, we always have some great topics. But today's topics, I'm just like, oh, what? But you know what? Y'all will see. Get your water, get your Advil, because you're going to have a headache by the time you're done hearing about these damn idiots. Sheba, tell me who you is, girl.
Not the Advil, girl. Not the Advil. Well, I am Toshiba. They call me Sheba. I am technically the final female member of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. Before I introduce my other half, our male correspondent, please make sure you are following us on all of our social medias under Not Your Typical Girl Talk. We can be found on YouTube, Instagram, and in our Facebook group. And our YouTube has all of our previous shows, so you can go and catch up and all the craziness we've been talking about. But now my other half, he will introduce himself. Who you is today?
Robbie Rob, like the group.
Jesus Christ.
There we go. I like that. Robbie Rob.
Oh, Jesus.
R&B group.
Okay. All right. Whatever. Yeah. That's it.
Okay,
Robbie. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So Robbie Rob. Okay, cool. Like again, he's gonna be now.
AKA 3 times.
I'm just saying he's gonna be your opening act, right? He's not like he's gonna be stage left, but with Robbie Rob.
Yes.
We're ready for some moves.
This tour is about to take place.
Yeah, we need moves.
I'm just saying.
Not Your Typical Girl Talk Tour 2022, 2023.
Some coordinated dance
Right?
moves, like,
We're bringing it back.
New Kids, 112, all
Girl.
the way back to the Temptations.
Wait, what?
You got this. So,
Hold
Rob is ready for his world tour.
I don't know about this invitation,
Yeah.
but I'm here for it.
Let's speaking of tours. This first part of the show is an interesting one, and I have some questions before we go in. So the title of today's show is "The Streets Are Talking," and
Always.
a couple of weeks ago, the streets were really talking because during a tour, it was a reunion tour for B2K. Little Fizz apologized to Omarion. Now, why did Little Fizz apologize to Omarion? You ask? Do you know why Little Fizz did apologize to Omarion?
I think there's a lot of things that they could be apologizing to each other about. But I'm interested. I heard a little bit about this one, but this is fresh for me. So.
Okay, so I think if you've heard our show before, I am a reality TV junkie. Like, I love Basketball Wives. I love every Real Housewives. Well, actually, only really Real Housewives of Atlanta. But and then I love the Love and Hip Hop. Well, on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, Little Fizz, Omarion has been on it, and also April Jones. If you don't know who April Jones is Omarion's children's, because she's got two, children's mother. So she's got two kids for Omarion. Omarion left her. I didn't really dig into why. They didn't really go into it. But one day he kind of said, I don't want to do this anymore. She, of course, as a woman, was distraught. She's had two kids, no ring. What's going to happen to my life? Well, what happened was she ended up in a relationship with Little Fizz. Little Fizz and Omarion have been bandmates and friends since they were kids.
Well, children.
Like, these are grown men now, since they were kids. And this relationship, and I put it on round quotations because it didn't last very long, but this relationship was broadcast on TV for everyone to see. And you can imagine people coming at Omarion like, what do you think? So I gave that background, and I do have to ask, what are the rules around dating exes? Like, should you go and date your friend's ex? Ladies involved?
Okay, so here's my short answer. No. This is just me. And you know what? It came with maturity to know that actually, yeah, you shouldn't. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, I do feel that, you know, we've seen this play out many times. You know, a friend will break up with their significant other, and then maybe 5 years from that point, they meet someone that is an acquaintance of that other person, and they start dating. But I want to talk about it as best friends who hang out at least once a week, even once a month, and go out to dinner and go on vacation together, like friends. You know, like there's a soul tie. That's how close the friendship is. You should avoid dating their exes. The saying says, you know, bros before and
Guys,
you know,
fries
before guys, right? And I think it's smart. If you want drama, then definitely go ahead and date the significant other of your friend. But just know all hell might pop loose.
Especially like when there's kids involved. You know, I mean, there's children. And imagine like the Christmas parties with the families coming together for Christmas and all those kind of family
Summer
things.
cookouts.
The cookouts, and Omarion's there, Little Fizz is there, the kids are there, and 3 different families are there. And it just takes one person to see the wrong thing.
Yeah, you know
and
what
then...
it's like? It's like your work, right? Toshiba, you and I, back in the day in the corporate world, we worked together. Imagine if a guy that you were seeing and you dated for, you know, maybe even had a child with, and me and you are still working in the same office, and then I start dating him. I bring him to the Christmas party. I bring him to the summer summer event at the workplace. Girl, come on. What?
No, I just think I don't know. I think it's a bad idea. I know the saying is, you know, don't let no one block your blessing and all this, but This is a
Block.
thing that seems like it's okay to be blocked.
Block.
I think you can block. Yeah, you can block. You know,
Okay.
duck. You know.
Block. Charge.
What?
Okay.
Yeah,
Carl
what
Lowry
you
that.
gotta do.
Okay, Carl Lowry that and take a charge. Like, block that. I'm
Yeah, block
just saying. Bro.
Yeah. I want to try to play devil's advocate, but it's difficult because, you know, on one hand, you want to say a person has a right to move on, however. And with that being said, if how you want to move on is messy, then go ahead and date your baby mama, baby daddy, friends, or in their social circle. Because if that relationship isn't built to last, then it was for nothing. And you still got to deal with this baby mama, baby daddy person. You know what I'm saying? So, wow, that's why Lil Fizz is sitting up here apologizing in front of the masses on tour, like using this as an opportunity, like, Omarion, can we go back to how it used to be? No. Because I did not used to think you were the type of friend who would do something like that.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
it's the dynamics of it. It's almost like a big brother, little brother. Like, you'll never see Omarion. I guarantee Omarion has never slept with any woman Lil Fizz has slept with before him.
Agreed.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I can
agreed.
guarantee this ain't the first time that Lil Fizz done ran after what Omarion doing, because Lil Fizz wants to be Omarion, not the other way around.
Exactly.
And that's just kind of how you look at these type of dynamics. You would hope that the woman that's in the center of this has enough about her to pump brakes to, like, yo, even if it is, like, it's natural, you know, who you normally, they lean on, you know, like, but you gotta have enough sense to be able to separate the fact that, yo, you my man, you my cousin, baby mama, like, what would we be doing?
Listen.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm just gonna put my hand. Listen. No. Okay, look, here's my thing. I actually agree with Rob because I talked about it on the planning call. What the caveat is, I think it's also a no. However, if you're going to go down that road, it should be a forever, right? This is the person, your heart is so desired, you get together and you realize.
Exactly.
Thank you. Your heart want, and it's a forever. Lil Fizz and April were together.
Real thing.
They were together for maybe a year. And apparently the rumor mills, the streets were talking that she cheated on him with God knows who, right? Like, it was a mess. So this man messed up a perfectly good friendship and business, because this is also business for a chick that really went and spread her light to somebody else while they were together. So it's to me, it's all that. Here's my thing. And I get the whole, you know, when someone's there for you. When my daughter's father and I separated, her godfather, who is his best friend, and they've known each other since they were kids, was absolutely there for me. I didn't jump on his in, as a thank you. Okay? It's like, that was not my thank you to him for being there. My thank you for being there was making sure he had access to his goddaughter, and like, anything he wants to this day, I got him because he had us and still has us at 20 years old. It did not lead to something else. So something already tells me that behind the scenes, there had to have been feelings or something that they already wanted to pursue. And neither of them had the good sense that God gave them to say, you know what? Because if this isn't going to be a thing, because we're also on a reality show, and I get reality shows about drama, if this isn't going to be a thing, we need to keep this hush. If we're just going to see what's happening, the world doesn't need to know. Because when you are putting it on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, the world knew. And now you're apologizing in front of the world. And we have that apology. We have the whole apology with Lil Fizz on a tour, taking time from singing and dancing, okay? There was no dancing going on because he had to be standing there eating crow, apologizing. So here's Lil Fizz, killed the whole vibe in the tour because he's standing there apologizing. So we got the little clip. Go on, Lil Fizz.
Sincerely apologize for you.
Yeah, you're hearing more screaming than
Women.
there's more screaming than the apology, but there was an apology, and they hugged. And Omarion was interviewed later, and Omarion was like, whatever. And as Rob said, Rob is ridiculous because he was over here saying, who is still shouting at a B2K concert? But you know what?
Can I also
I'd like to know.
Can I also interject this one thing? Let me say this, because when you're grown, communication is your best friend, right?
Thank you.
If there is a guy that I'm kind of digging, and I know that, he was dating Telly.
Mm-hmm.
Telly's my sister, so that makes it that's an advanced level.
That's another show.
However,
show.
if I felt this way about the guy, what the first conversation I'd have with
Telly,
I would sit down and say, girl, I know that you two were together 2 years ago. I know it was a serious thing. Tell me the honest truth.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel right now if we started dating? And we would go through this conversation. Yes, there would be yelling, there would be finger pointing, there would be this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But we would come to a place where she might say, you know what? It's fine. There just has to be some boundaries going on as to me and him being in the same room while you two are all loving it. But, let's see what can happen. Now, in the same way, right, that little Fizz went, he was all ready to do the apology in front of 50,000 people, but he wasn't ready to have that conversation.
No, because he needed the crowd to be there for him while he made this big ass apology. Oh, everyone, I just want the whole world to see me. Look at me apologizing. Look at me. This isn't about Omarion. It's about Little Fizz. Right. It's about me.
Right, that whole part.
And then everyone's going to say, oh, Little Fizz. Bravo, Little Fizzy. You did that. Yes, you're a real man.
No,
Fizzy. You did that. Poor Omarion's, they're like, wait.
Yeah, what was he supposed to really do?
What was he supposed to do? But watch him right there and get on the stage? That's what I would have did. But
I guarantee either whenever this happened to now, at no point in time has Omarion gave too much of a damn.
He's basically had
only issue is being brought up with a trash ass relationship. That's the only issue.
That is actually what he said.
Otherwise, I'm pretty sure he don't give no damn who she with.
Because I think, and that was it, because his name kept being brought up, even in the storyline on Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood. Omarion's name kept being front and center, as opposed to the relationship they're having and the fact that they found each other in a time where she was in her darkest place. Because I get it, she's had 2 kids, thought this was going to be her forever. It wasn't. But, cautionary tale, stop having babies before the ring if that's what you want. If you want the ring, then stop having babies before them, because babies don't make relationships better. They actually expose the bad in relationships. Babies do not bring people together. I've already told you, they're little succubuses. They are freaking succubuses. Nothing about a baby makes a relationship better. When a woman is tired and hormonal and there's postpartum and the man is out here because he still gets to live his life. And that's the part that people don't realize. When you are the woman that had to carry the baby for 9 months, the baby needs you. It needs your milk. It needs your nurturing. It needs your love. Well, guess what? Papa is still out on these streets, hanging out with his friends, doing the most. And so all you do is get upset because your life has changed. But fundamentally, his has not changed that much. He's just added the title of father.
Yep, that's
and no disrespect to men who are fathers, but that's the reality. That is our life's change. Those babies, like for the first 2 to 3 years of the child's life, they're almost stuck to the mother, going through the breastfeeding stage, the teething stage, the potty training stage, all of these stages to going to daycare. All those things is mommy, mommy, mommy. When they're 4 or 5 and so forth, daddy can play a little bit more because they're potty trained, they're eating solid foods. All of these things have happened. They don't need mommy that much. So again, if you think that babies somehow miraculously help relationships get better, they don't. Babies suck. They really do. I'm sorry.
And that's why you should make sure you really want them.
They don't make anything better. Nothing.
Supposed to have the conversation.
They make women mad at men.
Exactly.
You're mad if you're going through all of that. You're pregnant for 9, 10 months. You have to not drink and watch what you do. And he's like,
whoa!
That's
it. That's been that way since the beginning of time.
It's never gonna change. So I get
the baby's never gonna starve. The baby's never gonna die. Like, but you notice the babies that are left on the, left at the church or at the fireman's, truck holding station. Those are the kids that are susceptible to dying because their mother is not there to feed them. So that alone is proof that, listen, y'all, moms, mom means I am giving up my life to this child so it can become a human being that can be self-sufficient. That's the role of the mom.
That's it.
So
they sacrifice their lives.
Yeah, so everyone that's like, I'm gonna do me while you have a baby. I'm like, really? When are you gonna do you? When the kid turns 18?
That's gotta be it, I guess.
Before that, you won't be doing you.
No, you're responsible for that child.
And you're gonna get mad at Papa for Papa doing what Papa. It's the reality. It's in the animal kingdom. The men will go out and continue to live. I'm sorry. There'd be no babies.
There'd be no babies.
That's it.
There'd be no more people. We'd be done.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like the dinosaur. There ain't no man. There'd be no sex.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Right.
She want to get me pregnant.
The devastation and all of that. But I think the understanding that and again, I know it's a little bit off topic, but the reality is if you want something, you should probably have to sit down with this man that you want these things with instead of going, because to me, April's decision to be with Fizz was a get back.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
For sure.
It was
a flame. It was like it lasted a summer. I think like the most a year.
And can I just say, and this is me again, women, honestly, like this is gonna sound like I'm against like women and stuff, but I hate it when women do this. I hate it when we're so petty that we start doing things like this because it just seems very toxic. And it's just like, sis, can we put ourselves on a higher level? Like, can we go high instead of going low, as Michelle Obama said? Like, why are we out here doing this? And we're supposed to be adults. Like, we're all in our late 30s to 40s. What are we doing?
You're acting like you're still in high school.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna put Rob's business out on the street a little bit. When he was in a little bit, because I do that. When he was in university, this did happen to him. Someone he had been with decided to be with one of his friends. Now here's my thing, and I would give some advice to the ladies who decide to do this. If you're going to do that, make sure you never want the original man back. Ever. You want nothing to do with him.
Okay.
Because when you come back years later, because you've made the mistake and you realize like, damn, I didn't get the effect that I want. Yeah, said man may converse with you, but if you think that he's gonna want to engage with you in that way again, you'd be wrong because he now sees you for the type of woman that you are. Like make sure you want nothing to do with him. Nothing. Like be done. And you definitely shouldn't be having babies with somebody and sleeping with their friends, but that's an entirely different story. But just make sure if you're going to go out and step out with the best friend or the close friend or the cousin or the brother, that you don't want nothing to do with the original guy. But that's just me, and that's my 2 cents, and I don't put your business on the street. I'm just saying, because women be having regrets years later. It could be 15 years later, it could be 20 years later, but women be having regrets. And again, y'all think that men forget, they don't.
Girl, they do not forget.
No way. They you write it either in
Yeah,
their
I like
subconscious
words,
mind or write it literally
It's
on a
like
piece of paper.
tattooed in there.
I'll add further to that though, just since we already like things women y'all should not do with men. If you reject a man and he finds success, don't let him double back on you because
You
it's
are not around.
good.
It's not good.
It's not good. He has no altruistic purposes. He's trying to get with you so he can be like, yeah, you didn't want me then. It's men do that crap too, like, but we do it with money and success. We don't do it with losing weight, like you know. Like the chick we was talking about.
Didn't want me, now he wants me. But no, it's something. And so again, stop trying to play a man's game.
That's it.
Right? Women like again. Sometimes women think that they're playing chess and they're playing checkers.
That's it.
April Jones thought she was playing chess. She was playing checkers because again, yeah, they may never be the same again, but they're fine with each other, and neither one of them are fine with her.
I'm fine with you.
She just happens to be the mother of Marion's kid. But when it comes to the relationship, now she's kind of lost a relationship with both men. He has a relationship with her because Marion has a relationship with her because of the kids, but Little Fizz probably got nothing to do with her. So now she played a game and she lost. So, yeah.
And time tends to smooth stuff over, you know, like, but again, men don't really forget about stuff like that. Yeah. It's just not a good look. We know good and well if we do stuff like that, it is etched into the permanent memory. Like if you ever have messed around with one of your girls' friends or cousins or something like that, you know that's like that's a very flagrant offense, and you'll never forgive you for that. But again, like there's women that have kids by brother, so. It's been going on since the beginning of time. I don't know why.
And then before we go to our next topic, the double standard on that is so interesting. Because again, if a man does it, if Omarion had slept with, say, I don't even know if it's sister, but April's sister or a best friend, yo, no, it would have been something because the women would have came for his neck. They would have cancel culture. There would have been no B2K tour because
Angela Bassett. They would have Angela.
Yeah.
Did you hear all the screams there? Those were women voices. Those were not men. So had Omarion gone and slept with April's best friend, cancel culture, there would have been no B2K Millennium Tour, nothing. But she does it with this homie, and it's like, but she just needs affection because he left her. Girl, bye. No, she was coochie popping in these streets. I'm just
Gucci pop.
But I digress.
Listen, all I gotta say before we reset the room is, for what purpose? Before I do anything, I ask, for what purpose? Am I doing this towards the higher good? Or am I doing this because I'm feeling myself and I want to like just ruin a whole bunch of lives? You know? So I ask myself, for what purpose would it be for me to go date my girlfriend's former boyfriend who she was literally dating last year? For what purpose?
Living in the same house.
Yeah, they even lived together.
The same bed.
They bought furniture together. They
bought a dog together.
They had a dog together, and they had a whole thing about breaking up. And then I want to go and date him. Like, for what purpose does that serve? That's what I would say. And that's the advice I give to people. Not trying to tell you what to do with your business.
No, it's your life. Do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do. But the consequences are going to be there, and you're going to have to deal with it.
That part.
That's all I got to say.
Telly, do you mind just reading some of these comments? I'm so far, I cannot see them.
There you go. That's the first one there.
No worries. So, Delia, she says, LOL, all's fair in love and war. Salute of limitations. Statue of limitations on people and exes. I draw the line at people's besties, agreed, or good friends. If you're an acquaintance or if I'm one, then it's fair game. Okay.
I agree with
you.
Yeah, I'm talking
about knowledge of a person.
It's not enough. But if you go on a family dinners and Thanksgivings and holidays and no.
You have a family nickname and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah,
also from Delia, she said, oh, oops. Sorry, Rob. Sorry, guys. Real quick from Delia. Also, she wrote, "That's my girlfriend. she and her sister have a baby by the same guy. Oh crap.
Dear.
What not girls?
See, I don't be just pulling it out of the air.
No,
No.
it does happen.
does.
It does happen. You know, again, especially if you have sisters that are close in age, you know,
Mhm.
2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that's very
Yep.
able to
It's
happen.
a
And
sibling
very
rivalry
real.
for your ass right there.
Clutch my pearl.
So,
Okay, girl.
wow.
Reset
But,
the room, girl.
but, you know,
I think it's time to reset
yeah,
the room.
this is not your typical girl talk. We talk about the foolishness that's happening on the internet. Thank you so much for joining us. We are giving you the Black perspective. That's the only perspective we can give you because we are Black and we are proud. And we are so
Yes.
happy that you are here with us today. We're going to move on to our next topic, which actually I have to listen. Y'all, this video that has been going around over this week has made me laugh so much that I literally at one point just rolled, me rolling off the bed and falling on the ground and just laughing because insanity. I don't know who this little white guy is that made this whole thing happen, but it was hilarious.
I think he's a genius.
And Toshiba, let's set it up.
I think he's a genius.
Here's the thing. I'm all about privacy. I think privacy in a relationship is important. However, if you are going to be in a situation where you are sharing passwords, make sure there's nothing in your phone you don't want partners to see. Rob and I have each other's passwords. He can go into my phone at any time. I can go into his phone at any time. Now, there might be things I see that I don't particularly like, but there's nothing in it where I'm like, Jesus God, oh my Lord. So, the clip we're going to show and tell you, you're going to actually turn it around so people can see, is a couple who clearly doesn't have the transparency they thought in their relationship, and they decide to go into each other's phones, and this is the hilarity that happened.
Ain't got no damn phone.
Yeah, how long you guys been together for? Like a year and some change. Yeah, some change. All right, so you guys trust each other? You guys keep it 100?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, so what if I said switch phones right now for 30 seconds? Y'all do it? Yeah. All right, do it. Yeah, go get your phone. How you want to text? What's your name?
Lodge.
Elijah?
Lodge.
Lodge? So who's Jacob?
Who the fuck is Jake? Who Jake?
Yo,
Who the fuck is Jake?
bro, relax.
Nah, we ain't going there.
Relax. No, relax. Yo.
Yeah, click down right there. Yeah.
Yo.
There we go.
All right, give me my phone. You're doing too much.
I know y'all can't.
Like, give me my phone.
I love you so much.
Give me my phone.
You asked John for some money.
Give me my phone.
What you asked John for some money for?
Give me my phone.
What you needed money for?
Give me my phone.
What you needed money for?
Give me my phone.
What you needed money for?
Can I have my phone?
What you needed money
Can
for?
I have my phone?
What you needed money for?
You wasn't gonna give it to me.
Wow.
Damn.
Give me my phone now.
Who else in here?
Take your time, bro. We got all day. Don't worry about it.
Are you serious right now?
Who Jeff?
Are you serious?
Jeff.
Can I have
Wait a
my phone?
minute.
Who's tell me who Jeff is? You pay your phone back.
Why?
What the fuck you mean? Why? Who the fuck is Jeff?
Bro, what?
Yeah. He sent you $90.
Money from everybody.
So bad. Can I go first? Listen. That is why we're doing what we're doing. That's the state of modern relationship right here. A random person can can walk up to you and say, change phones for 30 seconds and blow your whole relationship. It's that crazy out here. She got a whole OnlyFans, and this nigga don't know nothing about it.
I'm done with all y'all.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna read. Oh Lord, I am
Wow.
gonna read this.
It doesn't get old. It
no.
does not get old.
Dahlia
Random
Joanne
dude.
says Lodge should have stepped up and give his girl some money so she wouldn't have to ask Jeff and Jacob and John.
Oh, the Jays.
The Jays be paying out. And then I'm
The
like,
Jays
wait a
are
minute.
paying out.
Jacob and John, aren't those like names of like the apostles in the
Yeah,
Bible?
I think so, girl.
What?
That means their money is blessed. Listen, a girl's gotta do what a girl's
So when
gotta
they pop
do.
up, she can be like, that's the DJ at my
There's
church.
so much going on here. There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack.
Oh, wow.
Give us a second. This is here's my thing. First of all, I would if you're listening to us on the radio, I would recommend you go. We're gonna put the clip up on our own Instagram, but watch the show to see what happened. The first thing kills me is they were at a fair. She had a whole purse on, and my girl said my phone is over there. Girl,
there.
where?
Over there.
And
Wait.
she pointed like this.
Way into the
Just
distance.
random.
She was pointing up in the air.
There was
We're fine.
It's over
She had a
there.
whole purse on. A whole purse at the fair.
Up there.
the sky.
Okay? And the time it
Stay
took,
over.
listen, the time it took for her to walk from over wherever her phone was to back to her man, she couldn't have deleted all? Girl, I would have rather the argument been like, babe, why don't you have no text messages? Or only leave his text messages and nobody else's. But girl, you went to go get your phone and you still got caught.
Still.
She's for the
Her
streets, man. That's what she's telling her man. That man ain't her man. She said, John is giving me money because you weren't going to give it to me. That's all I'm saying.
So here's my thing about it. First of all, what I noticed when the guy, and I don't know who this guy is, but congratulations to you. When he asked about the phone thing, switch it, I noticed that the guy, Lodge, he gave up his phone first.
Yep.
Yes,
He
wait!
had
He
no
had no
issue
issue.
handing his phone over to her.
No issue.
There was no stress on his face. He was not
Nothing.
perplexed
No
about it.
issue.
He was like,
Why
"Here
he
you
thought it
go,
was gonna be
babe."
fun.
Second of all, y'all, listen, I don't know what kind of phone our girlfriend here has, but we all
Any
know
phone.
that there is a select all.
Delete all. Every
The
phone
time
has
it took her to walk over to wherever
wherever the phone
was, because she was wearing a pair of jeans, a windbreaker, and a purse. Out of the 8 pockets that she had, she did not have her phone. But her phone was randomly out there in the amusement park, chilling by itself because there were no people in the back. Like, I was like, what? There's no picnic going on behind you, sis. So I
There's
don't
a
know what her
country
phone was.
television station.
But okay. And she had time. As Toshiba said, she had time to delete those messages and she still gave up her phone. The comments on this, if you haven't seen the video, y'all, you need to go find it and even look at the comments because some people were trying to give her excuses. Girl, you should have said that it's from your online shop. And I was dying.
That part.
And then someone was like, oh, her eyelashes were worth about $90. So now we know that Jacob paid for it. I'm like, I'm done with the internet.
What can one say? I mean, she pretty much this is all on her. She had the time to delete the texts. She had the time to stomp on her phone while she was over there and say, "Oh my God, it broke! What am I gonna do?" She had time to run. And when she went to get her phone,
Go to the ladies.
she could have ordered an Uber while she's there and hop in it and take off. But she came back like the sacrificial lamb, and she gave up her phone with all the evidence on it. If you're gonna cheat, at least
Just
you
tell the white man go
delete your
away.
evidence, girl. Come on now.
Just tell him to go away. Why?
Just tell the man you don't want to participate.
Like, look, what's the, you say, don't embarrass you in these streets.
Don't embarrass me.
If
Yeah.
that's gonna go on, like, don't even give up the phone. Like, don't even
Don't
do
even
this.
give up the phone.
Just be like, look, babe, like this.
They didn't get paid for this.
Let me
You
talk to
didn't
you
give up
about
the
that.
phone.
Why I don't want to give you my phone when we get home.
Listen.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, real
Yeah.
talk. Like, other than him having to try to tee and play it off, when he see like 30 niggas in your phone with all kind of like personal interactions and like your boy is sitting over here like, again, I guess he thought he was her man.
And that's that part. So
He
this
isn't.
is why I have like clearly on my here is my thing. Girl, why are you wasting that man's time? You said this man was quick to answer. We've been in something for a year and a bit.
Change.
Okay? A year and change. So
Yeah.
that's a relationship.
Right.
So if you know you do not want this man and you'd rather be out in the streets, because listen, you want to be in the streets, girl, be in the streets.
Go
The
ahead.
streets
Go
these
ahead.
days are clearly paying. The streets is paying because you got $90 here, $90 here, and lots of I love you text. So clearly her Amazon gift shop, whatever, is
Oh, it's the gift, all
taking
right.
care of it. Why waste that man's time? Why, like, and again, men get a lot of flack when they do it, and so I'm going to give women flack when they do it. Why waste this man's time? If this man is not giving you what you want because you felt no need to say in the streets, in front of the people there, in the camera, and the little white boy that's taping, oh, you won't go and give it to me, leave that man alone. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
And
Leave him alone.
Oh,
A year is a long time.
yeah,
It's a lot of days,
time.
a lot of
in
hours.
this day and age,
Especially
a year and change is a long time. And also, this is the whole thing with me. It's like, okay, you want to be with a man where you can just go ask him for money, just randomly.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth of life is not everyone can afford to just give you $100 randomly without planning it or putting it in their budget. What bothered me is she said, oh, you wouldn't give it to me. So, girl, are you assuming that he won't give it to you? Or did you ask him for money and then he didn't give it to you? Because a lot of times, I mean, girl, okay, fine, you need money. But did you really ask him for money before? And for what purpose did you need the money? And there's just so much going on. And y'all, we shouldn't be trusting young little white boys running around with a camera and a microphone thinking something good's gonna come out of it.
and make sure you're.
Yo, he said we have time. He said, dude, what is your name?
Sure,
He
your
made
shit
himself
is more
comfortable.
solid than that. That would be my suggestion for any couple. To like, don't be that. But again, like how you, for over a year, like you said, a year and some change, y'all carrying on like you know this person, but you don't know nothing. What she, like I said, she got a whole OnlyFans, dude. And you just found, you should be thanking random white boy for running up on you because he exposed your relationship for what it is. It's nothing. It's been a year and some change
Of nothingness.
Of nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, he was in a relationship with a single
girl.
woman.
Thank you. Remember we talked about that, right? The last time we talked about women being in relationships with single men. This is a man in a relationship with a single woman. She was operating like a single woman. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to blast myself and for anybody. Any DM I get, Rob sees it. I show it to him. They're hilarious.
Girl.
When I get these DMs, they're hilarious. I'm like, babe, look what DM we got today. We're a unit. He gets a DM. I get a DM. I get a DM. He gets a DM because, like I said, he can go in. He can put the password in my phone. I grab his phone all the time. I'm like, put in the password, and because I do things. I post on his phone. Like there's certain things that are on his phone. I just go, or he'll be like, babe. But the funny thing is, we never ask. And that's the part. And I think because there's a lot of people who this wasn't a trust thing for us. The first time I got his password, it was last November.
Mm-hmm.
We were on a road trip and he was driving and he said, babe, I need you to go on my phone. Here's my password. I went into the phone with the password, and he's like, just so you know, remember my password in case I need you to go back in my phone.
Right.
It's like, I didn't ask him. The same thing happened. He needed something from my phone. We were playing something off my phone that I was streaming. And as I babe, my password is this and that. It wasn't I like, babe, give me your password, because we didn't do any of that. Because it was just like.
No, I want to speak on that for a second. You know what, like, why that is, and I know she feels very similarly to how I do. We're both kind of operating in this space at this point in our lives where if I have to be moving in a space that's dishonest and unnatural for me, I don't want to be messing with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where the transparency comes. It's not as much for her as it is for my own peace and sanity. It's like we were joking, like all of that lying and reorganizing and having secret hidden folders and all of that stuff, that takes a lot of energy and effort, and I'm not with all of that. Like I'm just not. It makes me kind of feel irritated that people give another person that much power that you feel like you gotta lie and be someone else in order to keep company with them. I don't want to feel that way about nobody. If you're not messing with the kid, you don't want to be around me, you don't want to like my energy, you don't want to deal with me. Toodles, we good. Like, I don't need nothing.
And she was a whole different woman than the one he thought he was dating.
Yeah.
And she was playing like, she's like, are you serious?
Are you for real?
Like,
yeah. And we have a comment here too. Let me read this here. So Dahlia Joanne says, I use the man friend's phone all the time. He uses mine and I tell him what the password is. We also have the rule that if you go looking for something on the phone and you don't like it, no one sent you on that search. And that's the thing. I think that we need, again, I'm going to use the word maturity, right? We have to reach a point where it's like, okay, if you're going to be in a relationship, then let's do it right. The first part of the relationship is, do I trust you? Do I trust you? Trust means if I give you $10, I know you're going to use it because you really need that $10 to do something. That could be buying a very expensive coffee or buying lunch, whatever you're doing with it. I trust that you're going to do the best that you can with it. Your phone, bro, I trust you. I trust that you're not going to be out here, looking on your phone. I trust that even if a woman is hitting on you, I trust that you're going to say to me, you'll never believe what is going on in my social media world, girl. Like, that is what is supposed to be happening. If this is not happening, then you're not in a relationship. At least you're not in one that is goals. You're not in one that is #goals. I'm sorry.
No, you're not in, again, people are in relationship with single people. Yeah. People are having whole relationships with single people. It is confusing to me that you could truly be in I always think, God forbid anything happens to me.
5 months, don't know what it is.
Right? Like, it's just crazy. Like, I was like, if anything were to happen to me and he needed to access my phone, he can access my phone and I can access his. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, the boy them is coming for us. We don't know no passwords, just saying. But other than that, we're straight. Like, I always think this is my person. So if God forbid anything happens to me, I need him to be able to access the things that are in my phone because they could help me or whatever the case might be. So this idea of people, I remember one person, and I remember a guy got at me because there was a clip online of a guy like running out of the hospital with his ass out because the hospital people had given his girlfriend his phone. And it was this whole thing. He was like, give me that. Literally ran out of the hospital. If this was not in me, like it was a full, I don't know who got it on tape, but it was hilarious. And I remember saying, it's not that serious. Yo, people came for me when I was like, it's not that serious. I'm like, I have my boyfriend's password and he has mine. Like, is it really that serious? And I have people coming from me like, your boyfriend probably has a secret folder, or, oh, you only have the passwords to one of his phones because he probably has a whole, and then I was like, what kind of relationship are you guys having?
Thank you. Wow. And if you are thinking the word,
I don't like that's again
that takes work.
It just sounds so
you're not putting in that work.
Like That's exactly. It sounds like a double life. Like
It is
that's
a double
what's
life.
really going
Yes,
on
it
there.
is.
Yeah, this double life.
And I also want to say too, and I'm gonna bring my thing into it right now, but as human beings, we manifest every day, even when we don't know we're manifesting.
Mhm.
And if you are saying to yourself, oh, he got a second phone, oh, he's got a file on his phone that I don't know about, then guess what? He does. Why? Because you have manifested that.
Real talk.
So
Yeah.
stop the foolishness with this, oh, he must have 2 or 3 phones. Girl, what are you saying without proof? What are you saying? What relationship do you want then?
My girl has trust
Because
issues.
the universe thinks that you want a drama relationship then.
Well, I mean, you have trust issues. You need to get some therapy for that. Because
Yeah.
clearly you have a problem with trust.
And I tell you, like the most honest, loyal man ever, if he's constantly being accused of cheating, he's gonna feel like most humans, like I might as well actually be cheating.
Thank you. Yeah, and then it's your fault because you put it out there because you kept on calling him a
manifested it.
cheater.
You manifested it.
Man.
So for me, it's like that clip was so, and I had to show it to him. It was so hilarious because I thought, what, like, we would never, first of all, like, I was dying because I was like, this would clearly never be us. I would willingly do it, but I
Right.
love Garcia's observation of how Homeboy
There was no
willingly gave up. He had no issues. He was like, bet, like, sure, like, babe. Because again, he was having a truthful, honest relationship.
Or we assuming
Yeah.
or he wasn't doing as much dirt as her because she was so focused, like, oh my God,
He gonna find out.
I got all of this mess in my phone. She
He
couldn't
didn't even get in his
find
phone
it.
yet.
She was too busy trying to get her phone back from him.
Right? That's actually what one person said. They're like, yo, she didn't even get any dirt on his phone because she was
I had all kinds of nudes and whatever. And we don't know none of that. But again,
Right.
she knew she had bodies in the closet. So she was focused on trying to stuff them joints back in there real quick.
And the thing is, I have to say, right? If I was even on my man's phone and I found, say, a couple photos of some like girl, like, you know, photos of some girl in her undies and like, you know, like look dirty photo here and there, I would be like, okay, whatever. Should I start taking photos like these to get your attention more? Like, I would use that as a flirting opportunity. I don't know. I'm different. This is not, you know, not everyone is the same. But for me, I wouldn't be angry because I'm like, he is a man. Men are visual. He's got some pretty photos of pretty girls and their undies on his phone. And he had no issue with handing his phone over to me, knowing that I would see it. Meaning, he knows he's not into these women in the way that he wants to leave me. He's just having fun.
But I love what Dahlia said.
Go ahead, sorry, go on.
Dahlia wrote, let's note, he took his phone back pretty quick.
Yes!
He did. Or
He
he
did.
did. Yeah.
He did.
But he was like, forget it. Like, if let's deal with what's in your phone. You ain't about to go into mine. I would have taken my
It
phone
was
out real
enough
quick.
time for her to go to his text messages and check it out. She didn't.
She could have found a
She
whole
could.
lot of stuff, but she couldn't because she had all of her dirt. All of her dirt was on Front Street. All of her dirt was
I think a saucer.
She's like, get out the phone, get out the phone, get out the phone. I was like, girl, why did you even bother to exchange the phone?
Change phones. It's over there. It's up there.
Listen, if y'all gonna do dirt, right? If you're gonna do dirt, know how to do dirt. Exactly. This girl is at a fair looking for her phone. And it's like going to the sandy ground and leaving your phone with the person who's running one of the games. Like, girl, where did you leave your phone? You got like Karshia said you had like 8 pockets. You had a windbreaker, jeans, pants, deep shorts on, and a whole purse. There are 8 pockets for which you needed your phone. Like, stop it. Like, that whole thing from the beginning was a hot mess.com. But on the real though, like, people have to decide how they want to navigate the world and their relationship. If you want to be on the streets, be on the streets.
Agreed.
There's certain girls who are for the streets. Brittany Renner, everybody knows that girl right now is for the streets. She's not interested in probably a committed relationship. She goes on everything and says, hide your son. I can respect that a hell of a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
I can respect a woman who's like, yo, stepdaddy season, I'm on these streets. I'm always going to be looking to level up. started with PJ, got a baby, gonna get a check. I want to get to the next level, right? So I will respect that more than you. I don't have the energy or the space to hide. So like I said, when I get a DM, we get a DM. So for anybody who's DM me and doesn't want him to see it, don't. Because it's a pretty much situation like, babe, we got a DM. Come on, man.
Thing too. Here's the thing that makes me laugh so much because, okay, like millennials and Generation Z, our phones are never more than 5 feet away from all of us.
Girl.
Okay, like, I'm sorry, these youth, them, the phone is always on you. You will put it in your bra before you leave it on some random table at an amusement park. Not even my mother leaves her phone just randomly sitting places. And this is my mom.
Yo.
So where are you going with your young self saying about how your phone is over there?
Here's the thing. It was an opportunity for her to, like Rob said, and again, because our relationship contract, part of it is don't embarrass each other on the street. That's embarrassing. That clip has gone around on so many social media that there is no way this guy and girl are going to be able to continue their relationship after this. Like they would need to shut down both of their social medias and just take some intensive therapy because it was bad. It was embarrassing. But again, maturity would let you say, and it was the same thing that we said with Little Fizz and Marion about conversations. I would have said, you know what? Thank you, little white boy with the microphone. We're not going to play your game. Babe, you and I need to have a conversation at home about... That's it.
Our phone situation.
Yes. Little boy is still going to be filming you. It's for his purpose. It's hilarious on his show. But this is where you take that time to be like, you know what? Maybe this is the universe telling me I need to come clean with the dirt that I have going on so we can have an honest relationship. But instead, she made up all kinds of things. And now she looks like she's for the streets.
And niggas is toxic too. Like a nigga send your chick some money just to be like, yo, your girl be begging me for money, nigga. Like, facts.
Not just like them pics that Garcia was thinking about. There's a lot of women who send unsolicited photos.
That's embarrassing.
Right? There are men who send unsolicited photos.
Yo, homie, tell your girl to stop asking me for money. Ridiculous. How embarrassing is that if you get that message?
Okay.
Because a man wants to protect and provide. That man was proud of the fact that they were in a relationship for a year and a change. He didn't hide it. He was, again, when a man is claiming you like that, he was very much about it. A man truly wants to protect and provide. I don't know about some of these bum ass men that women say that they're, giving money to. A lot of men that women are giving money to are giving that money to their real one. Just so you're very clear. So when you're talking about niggas ain't shit and all this money, guess what? His real girl is getting the money that you giving him. Facts. Okay? So my thing is, men want to protect and provide. So when you are on the street saying to your man, well, you wouldn't have given it to me anyway, it's like, I couldn't, and I think out of anything, that was the biggest blow to that man.
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace.
Not 9 racks.
Not 9 racks. $90.
$90.
She shamed that man for $90 on TV.
I think PlayStation 5 games are $69.99 now. So not much more than a PS5 game.
So it was embarrassing. We have had our fun. We pray for that couple. We wish them the best for all of their hashtags.
I'm not praying for that. Hell no, I'm not wasting my prayers on them. I'll pray for myself.
You know what? I'll say this.
And y'all don't pray for them either.
No, but I will say this. You know what, Lodge? I'm sorry that it went down that way for you, man. That's hella embarrassing. You seem like a nice enough guy. I don't know what happened between you and girlfriend, but I hope the best for you. I hope
I agree.
Because that's all.
I agree with Garcia. Yes, Kelly, I was wrong. And now pray for both of them. But Lodge deserves a little love in these streets because his girlfriend was definitely in the streets, and the streets are talking about what the hell they saw.
Yeah.
And we're part of the streets. And
It's
we
a
let
whole
you talk.
Reddit of Lodge's girlfriends, niggas that sent her money.
Stop it! Okay.
Oh,
So we're gonna wrap up the show. This has been an amazing, fun hour of the show. But before we go, as we always do, we're going to have last words starting with Garcia.
So I already gave my last word for Lodge. Poor Lodge.
Lodge.
I will say to Amarion, I mean, dude, again, wow, I'm sorry that these sort of embarrassing things have to happen to people in front of the camera. But, just know that, reality sometimes is actually worse than fiction. And you know what? That's all I'm going to say. Sally.
Honestly, sorry, I'm still laughing at this whole, but my takeaway today, honestly, is ladies, just stop being stupid. Don't date your man's friend, and if you're gonna have this kind of text lifestyle, at least delete the text before your man sees it. If you're gonna do this, then do it right. That's all. Or you know what? Just stay single and own the streets. Nothing's wrong with owning the streets. It's not illegal.
It's true.
Get your $90, sis. Go get your lashes done.
I'm gonna add, Kelly,
Go ahead.
right? Stop being single in relationships. It doesn't work. If you want to be in a relationship, be in a relationship. Being in a relationship with transparency is fun. This is the best relationship I've been in because we are so transparent. And again, when he gets a DM, we get a DM, and them DMs are hilarious on both of our ends. So again, stop being single in relationships. Babe.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of like DMs and all that crazy nonsense, like when you shoot your shot, try to hit the backboard. Like, god damn. Some of y'all need to step your game up, male and female. Like, if the most interesting thing you ever seen someone is up. Like, Jesus Christ, does that shit work on people? Like, do people really be like, oh my god? Or is it just, then you slide up to the page and you see what you think that person is, and then that becomes like the fantasy surrounding it or whatever. I'm not big on sliding DMs. I think it's kind of weird. And especially if you have access to a person in real life. That's it.
That part.
Exactly.
So, let the people know what's up.
Girl, I hope y'all took your Advil. You're going to need it after the show. But we want to thank everyone so much for joining us today. A huge thank you to Radio Regent. Don't forget to listen to us on Radio Regent in syndication with iHeartRadio. And as she was said in the beginning of our show, find us on Facebook. Join our Facebook group page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's right, we have YouTube. So do subscribe and leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up so we can get the notifications going so people can see our videos. And if you're not following us right here on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. A huge thank you to all of you who are listening and for watching. Until next time, this is Persia. I am Telly. That's Queen of Sheba. This is Robbie Rob.
No, Robbie Rob.
Robbie Rob. Album coming
This
soon.
is Persia. I am Telly. That is Sheba. We are Robbie Rob.
3 times. 3 times.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great time.
Yeah.